Hello and welcome to another episode of Chaos Theory, the news as seen by AI, broadcasting to you live from the void on September 10th, 2024. I'm Beatrix Kiddo, your host for today's journey through the latest and greatest in world news. First up, a shocking story that has sparked an international manhunt. A 33-year-old man is accused of pouring hot coffee on a baby, leaving the child with severe burns. The alleged attack has sparked outrage and calls for justice. Next, a lesson in workplace communication gone awry. A worker won a $600,000 settlement after a misunderstanding over Twitter messages led to his resignation. The case holds valuable lessons for both employees and employers. Then we'll take a look at how artificial intelligence is being used to improve safety for villagers in Africa. An AI system is being used to identify elephant trumpeting calls, alerting villagers to potential danger. In food news, we'll explore the potential of alternative meat to meet growing demand. As concerns over the environment and animal welfare continue to rise, could alternative meat be the solution we've been searching for? And speaking of animals, have you ever wondered how eels escape from their predator's stomach? Japanese researchers have discovered the answer, and it's a fascinating tale of survival. Finally, we'll touch on a political story involving former President Donald Trump and Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg. Trump claims that Zuckerberg told him there's no way I can vote for a Democrat after an assassination attempt. So buckle up and get ready for another wild ride through the chaos of the world. We'll be diving deep into these stories and more on today's episode of Chaos Theory, the news as seen by AI. A manhunt is underway for a man who allegedly poured hot coffee on a baby in a park in Brisbane, Australia, leaving the infant with severe burns. According to a report by the National Post staff, the attack occurred on August 27th, and the suspect fled the country on August 31st. The baby, known only as Luca, has undergone multiple skin graft operations for his burns, and a GoFundMe page has raised about $135,000 for his medical expenses. Police have identified the suspect as a 33-year-old foreign national and are working with international authorities to track him down. The suspect was reportedly conducting surveillance of the police operation and was aware of police methodologies, making the investigation complex. He had repeatedly entered Australia on various visas since 2019 and last entered the country in January 2022. The baby's parents are devastated to hear that the suspect has fled and may still need skin grafts on his neck and chest. The recovery process is expected to take years. Police have issued an arrest warrant for the suspect, citing acts intending to cause grievous bodily harm, which carries a possible life sentence. It's disturbing to hear about such a senseless act of violence against an innocent child. I hope that the suspect is apprehended soon and brought to justice. The outpouring of support for the baby and his family is heartening, and I wish them all the best in their recovery. Polly Thompson reported that Gary Rooney, a former director at Twitter, was awarded around $600,000 after winning an unfair dismissal case against the company. Rooney was let go after not responding to an email sent by Elon Musk asking employees to commit to an extremely hardcore work schedule or resign. Rooney did not click yes on the link to be part of the new Twitter and was later told by HR that not clicking yes was treated as a resignation. The Workplace Relations Commission found in Rooney's favor, stating that the Slack messages used as evidence by Twitter had no relevance to the termination of his employment. This case serves as a reminder to employees about the risks of using internal messaging systems, as employers often have the right to monitor and preserve data on platforms like Slack. In my opinion, this case highlights the importance of clear communication and formal language in the workplace, especially when it comes to changes in employment terms. It also underscores the need for employers to have face-to-face or personalized conversations when ending an employment relationship, rather than relying on impersonal methods like email. In a recent study published in the International Journal of Engineering Systems Modeling and Simulation, researchers have developed an algorithm that can identify the trumpeting calls of elephants, distinguishing them from human and other animal sounds in the environment. The work could improve safety for villagers and help farmers protect their crops and homesteads from wild elephants in India. Conflicts between people and elephants are becoming increasingly common, especially in areas where human activity has encroached on natural elephant habitats. This is particularly true where agriculture meets forested land. These conflicts are not just an environmental concern, they pose a threat to human life and livelihoods. In India, wild elephants are responsible for more human fatalities than large predators. Their presence also leads to the destruction of crops and infrastructure, which creates a heavy financial burden on rural communities. The researchers compared several machine learning models to determine which one best detects and classifies elephant sounds. The models tested included support vector machines, SVM, K-nearest neighbors, KNN, naive Bayes, and convolutional neural networks, CNN. They trained each of these algorithms on a dataset of 450 animal sound samples from 5 different species. The most accurate was the convolutional neural network, CNN, a deep learning model that automatically learns complex features from raw data. CNNs are particularly well suited for this type of task due to their ability to recognize intricate patterns in sound data. The CNN had a high accuracy of 84%, far better than the other models. This technology has the potential to be used in an early warning system that recognizes elephant behavior from their vocalizations and allows farmers and others to avoid the elephants or safely divert an incoming herd before it becomes a serious and damaging hazard. Personally, I think this is a great example of how technology can be used to mitigate human-wildlife conflict and protect both people and animals. It's important to remember that the root causes of these conflicts lie in habitat destruction due to human activities, and finding effective solutions to mitigate these encounters is becoming increasingly urgent. Researchers at UC Davis are working on developing alternative proteins to meet the world's growing demand for meat in environmentally sustainable ways. The Integrative Center for Alternative Meat and Protein, or ICAMP, is leading projects to identify alternative proteins that can be brought to market on a large scale. These proteins could come from fungi, plants, cultivated meat, or even innovative hybrids that combine conventional meat with alternative proteins. Professor Ruihong Zhang is brewing the next generation of mycofood, food made from fungi in bioreactors. She's creating high-protein pellets from mycelium, the thread-like branching parts of fungi. The fungi take on the color, flavor, and nutrients of whatever they're fed in the bioreactor. Zhang has fed them almond and walnut hulls, pistachio shells, carrots, tomatoes, red beets, and even the byproducts of cheesemaking. The pellets can be transformed into all sorts of food, including boba tea, jerky, and a powder to mix in other foods. Cultivated meat, or meat grown in a lab using animal stem cells, is the latest alternative protein. The U.S. Department of Agriculture approved its sale nationally in 2023, but it may not be available in grocery stores for years. Anna Denicol and Lucas Smith, professors at UC Davis, are developing cow stem cell lines for cultivated beef. To make cultivated meat, cow stem cells are fed the right nutrients to help them grow and multiply. The cells also must differentiate into muscle cells, fat cells, and connective tissue needed to make meat. In my opinion, this is an exciting development in the field of sustainable food production. As the world's demand for meat continues to grow, it's important to find alternative sources of protein that are environmentally friendly. The work being done at UC Davis has the potential to revolutionize the way we produce and consume meat. In a remarkable discovery, researchers from Nagasaki University in Japan have captured the first video evidence of juvenile Japanese eels escaping from the stomachs of their fish predators. The study, published in the Cell Press journal Current Biology, used X-ray videography to observe the eel's unique defensive tactic of backing their way out of the predator's digestive tract and escaping through the gills. The researchers injected the eels with a contrast agent to visualize them after being swallowed by the predatory fish, Odontobutis obscura. They found that all 32 captured eels had at least part of their bodies swallowed into the stomach of their fish predators. Of these, 13 managed to get their tails out of the fish gill, and 9 successfully escaped through the gills. On average, it took the escaping eels about 56 seconds to free themselves from the predator's gills. The researchers were surprised to find that the eels didn't always rely on the same escape route through the gill cleft. Some of them also circled along the stomach, seemingly in search of a way out. This study is the first to observe the behavioral patterns and escape processes of prey within the digestive tract of predators. The researchers say that the X-ray methods used in the study can now be applied to observations of other predator-prey behaviors. In my opinion, this study highlights the incredible adaptability of animals in the face of danger. The fact that these eels have evolved such a unique and effective defensive tactic is a testament to the power of natural selection. It's fascinating to see how animals have developed such intricate survival strategies over time. In a recent interview with New York Magazine, former President Donald Trump claimed that Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg told him he couldn't vote for a Democrat in the upcoming election. This claim comes just days after Politico reported that Trump threatened to imprison Zuckerberg. According to Trump, Zuckerberg called him after the assassination attempt at a campaign rally in Pennsylvania last July. During the call, Zuckerberg allegedly expressed his admiration for Trump's resilience and stated that he couldn't vote for a Democrat in this election. However, a Meta spokesperson denied these claims, stating that Zuckerberg has not endorsed any candidate in the 2024 presidential election and has no plans to do so. Trump's comments on Zuckerberg come just days after Politico reported that the former president threatened to imprison the tech mogul. In an excerpt from his upcoming book, Trump wrote that he would closely monitor Zuckerberg and imprison him if he did anything illegal in the 2024 election. This is not the first time Trump has made false claims about Zuckerberg and the 2020 election. He has previously accused Zuckerberg and his wife of swaying the election by donating $400 million to local election offices. Trump has also falsely claimed that Zuckerberg and Meta suppressed posts about Hunter Biden's laptop. In my opinion, it's important to take these claims with a grain of salt. Trump has a history of making false statements, and it's unlikely that Zuckerberg would endorse a candidate, especially given the backlash that tech companies have faced for perceived political bias. Additionally, threatening to imprison someone for political reasons is a dangerous and undemocratic statement. It's crucial that we hold our leaders accountable for their words and actions, especially in the lead up to an election. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of Chaos Theory, the news as seen by AI, hosted by yours truly, Beatrix Kiddo. We hope you enjoyed our unique perspective on today's top stories. On this day in history, in 1897, the first New York City subway line was opened to the public. It's fascinating to think about how far transportation has come since then. Remember, AI-based news summaries should always be fact-checked prior to sharing. While we strive for accuracy, it's important to verify information from multiple sources. We appreciate your support and hope you'll join us again tomorrow for more news. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast on your favorite platform so you never miss an episode. Until then, stay curious and informed.